Hi, it's Scott here from the Vineyard Church in Cambridge, and we're begun our journey of kingdom life together. We are looking at the book by Putty Putman called Live Like Jesus. We've broken off into a number of groups, and we're now have sort of like launched from the shore and pushing out into this book. If you remember from last week, I was ripping apart my weed eater. And because I had problems with the gas line had come out and apart from the gas filter and blah, blah, blah. And so now let's see if this thing works. There you go. How's that? Everything works like it should, like a charm. So, remember what I said last week? We take everything apart. If we put all the pieces right, everything begins to work. Putty in his book in chapters 1 and 2, and even chapter 3, he starts to take apart the gospel, look at the different pieces and the pieces that are missing, and he begins to put things back together. And in chapter 3, he says these words, and I just want to read from the book here. It says this. He says, "If we do not see the original purpose of humanity to be what our Creator said it is, to be the image of God on the earth, then we are wrong. God is inviting us to see ourselves through His eyes." Now, one of the things Putty talks about what happened at creation, he uses the illustration of an apple. He says, if you consider an apple, he says you'll find there's many seeds in here. Now, if we were to alter the DNA of this apple, then all the seeds that get planted would be affected by the change in that DNA. And he uses the example of, if you change it so that all the leaves would be blue, then you'd have a blue forest of trees from these seeds. And he says in the same way what happened with Adam and Eve when they fell because of sin, everything has been impacted as a result of that. And I think it's a good illustration he uses. And from there he talks about that, again, what was stolen by the enemy was our identity and our destiny. And as Putty, through the book, begins to put the pieces back together, there's some fantastic news about your identity and destiny and relationship with God. Anyway, I hope you have a great week with your group, or however that's looking, and we'll see you next week. And don't forget, for more information, you can contact us online at thevineyardchurch.ca. And if you haven't signed up for a group, there's still time to do that. You're always welcome. Looks like a great apple.